For my 31st birthday, I reserved a table for 14. Only the waiter showed up. 6 days later, my family group chat lit up. Surprise party for Alex. $2,200 each. Don't be cheap. No mention of my birthday. I responded, sounds fun, then emptied the shared savings. The next day, my aunt contacted me, calling me heartless. So I sent her the receipt. I, 31M, stared at the empty restaurant table, 14 chairs arranged perfectly around white linen, candles flickering against crystal glasses that would never be touched. The waiter approached with that practiced smile waiters perfect when they know disaster is unfolding but can't acknowledge it. He asked if I wanted to wait a bit longer for my party. I checked my phone again, 7:47 p.m. The reservation was for 7 o'clock. I told him to give me 5 more minutes, though we both knew those chairs weren't getting filled. At 8:15, I ordered a burger for myself and asked him to blow out the other 13 candles. He looked at me with genuine pity, the kind that makes your stomach twist. I left a massive tip because embarrassment taxes are expensive and drove home to my empty apartment. The group chat had been silent all day. 14 family members, parents, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, all confirming weeks ago they'd be there. My sister had even helped me pick the restaurant. My mom said she was excited to celebrate her baby boy turning 31. My dad promised he'd drive in from 2 states away. I sent one message to the group. Thanks for an unforgettable birthday, everyone. Then I turned off my phone and drank myself to sleep. Monday morning brought the usual work routine, but I kept my phone off. Tuesday, same thing. By Wednesday, curiosity got the better of me. I powered up my phone expecting apologies, explanations, maybe some guilt-ridden calls. Instead, I found something else entirely. The family group chat was exploding with messages from the past 6 days. My cousin Alex's engagement party was suddenly happening this weekend. Everyone was scrambling to organize. My aunt was coordinating payments. My mom was handling decorations. My sister was managing the guest list. Then I saw the message that made my blood freeze. Surprise party for Alex. $2,200 each. Don't be cheap. This needs to be perfect for her special day. The math hit me like a truck. 14 people, $2,200 each. They were planning a $30,800 engagement party for my cousin. The same 14 people who couldn't be bothered to show up to my birthday dinner that cost me $400 in deposits and humiliation. I scrolled through dozens of messages. Everyone was chiming in with enthusiasm, offering to help, discussing venues and catering and flowers. The excitement was palpable through the screen. My mom sent heart emojis. My dad was asking about driving arrangements. My sister was researching photographers. Not one mention of my birthday. Not one apology. Not one acknowledgement that they'd collectively ghosted me 6 days ago. My hands shook as I typed my response. Sounds fun. Count me in. Then I opened my banking app. Our family had a shared savings account we'd built over years for emergencies and big family events. Everyone contributed monthly. I'd been putting in $500 every month for the past 4 years. The balance was $47,000. I transferred every penny to my personal account. My phone started buzzing immediately. First my mom, then my sister, then a cascade of calls from numbers I hadn't heard from in months. I let them all go to voicemail. The group chat exploded again. My aunt was frantically typing that the family account was empty. My dad was asking if there'd been a hack. My mom was calling the bank. I waited until the chaos reached peak volume, then sent one message. Emergency withdrawal for family crisis. We'll explain later. Thursday brought more calls, more messages, more panic. The engagement party was Saturday. Vendors needed payments. Deposits were due. Everyone was scrambling to cover costs they'd expected to pull from our shared fund. By Friday afternoon, my aunt had tracked down my personal number and called directly. She got straight to the point. How could I be so heartless, emptying the family savings right when they needed it most? Didn't I care about Alex's happiness? This was the most selfish thing she'd ever witnessed. I listened to her rant for 5 minutes, then told her I'd send her something that might clarify my perspective. I took a photo of my birthday dinner receipt. Table for 14, 1 burger consumed, for $100 total with tip. I added another photo, the restaurant reservation confirmation showing the date, time, and party size. Then I attached a screenshot of my banking history showing my $500 monthly contributions to our family fund, with a note, 4 years of contributions, $24,000 from me alone. for family emergencies and special occasions. I sent all 3 images with a simple message. My 31st birthday dinner, 6 days ago. Emergency withdrawal approved. The group chat went silent. 3 hours later, my sister called. She was crying before I even said hello. She'd completely forgotten about my birthday. Work had been crazy. She was dealing with her own relationship drama, and when Alex announced her engagement, it just swept everything else away. She was sorry, so incredibly sorry. My mom called next. She'd been planning to surprise me with a cake at the dinner, but her work schedule got switched last minute, and she couldn't make it. She'd meant to call, but then Alex's news happened, and everything got chaotic. She felt terrible. One by one, they reached out. Forgotten meetings, last-minute conflicts, family drama, work emergencies. Each person had their individual reason for missing my birthday, their personal excuse for not even sending a text. But somehow, they'd all found time to plan an engagement party worth more than some people's annual salary. Update 1. Saturday arrived, and I decided to drive past the venue they'd chosen for Alex's party. The parking lot was half empty. Through the windows, I could see maybe 30 people scattered around a space meant for 100. The decorations looked sparse, hastily thrown together. Alex was there in a beautiful dress, smiling, but something looked forced about the whole scene. My phone buzzed with messages from family members asking if I was coming. I'd never actually said I wouldn't attend, just that it sounded fun. But my $2,200 contribution was sitting safely in my personal account, along with the other $47,000 they'd been counting on. I drove home instead. Sunday morning brought a different kind of chaos. The group chat was active again, but the tone had shifted. Alex's party had been a disaster. The venue coordinator had demanded cash up front when their deposit bounced. Half the catering was canceled. The photographer never showed because his retainer check failed to clear. Alex was devastated. The engagement party she dreamed of turned into a potluck gathering in someone's backyard. Family members were pointing fingers, arguing about who was supposed to cover which costs when the family fund disappeared. My cousin Sarah sent me a private message asking if I felt good about ruining Alex's special day. I stared at that text for a long time. Then I called Alex directly. She answered on the first ring, and I could hear she'd been crying. I told her I was sorry her party hadn't gone as planned, and I genuinely meant it. She didn't deserve to suffer because of our family's dysfunction. But then I asked her something that had been nagging at me. Had she known about my birthday dinner? The silence stretched so long I thought the call had dropped. Finally, she admitted that yes, she'd known. Everyone had known. But her engagement announcement had come the same day, and she'd asked people to skip my dinner so they could help her plan the party instead. My heart stopped. It wasn't 14 individual emergencies or forgotten obligations. It was a coordinated decision to prioritize her celebration over mine. She tried to explain, engagements only happen once, birthdays happen every year. The party planning was time-sensitive. She hadn't thought I'd mind that much. It was just one birthday. I hung up. Update 2. Monday brought an intervention. My parents drove to my apartment unannounced, along with my sister and 2 aunts. They wanted to talk about the family fund situation and find a path forward. My dad started with his usual approach, trying to make me feel guilty for hurting the family. The money wasn't just mine. It belonged to everyone who'd contributed. By taking it all, I damaged trust and caused financial hardship for people who were just trying to celebrate love and happiness. I let him finish, then asked him a simple question. When was the last time he deposited money into that account? He fumbled for an answer. 2 years ago, maybe 3. My mom jumped in. They'd been contributing in other ways, hosting family dinners, helping with childcare. Money wasn't the only form of support. I pulled up the bank records on my laptop and showed them the truth. Over the past 4 years, I'd contributed $24,000. My sister had put in $8,000. My cousin Jake had added $5,000. The remaining $10,000 had come from various family members in small, irregular deposits. Half the account was mine alone. My aunt started crying, saying I was tearing the family apart over money. Relationships were more important than dollars and cents. We needed to focus on healing and moving forward, not keeping score of who contributed what. I told her she was absolutely right. Relationships mattered more than money. That's exactly why I'd been so hurt when 14 people chose to coordinate abandoning my birthday dinner for party planning. The room went quiet again. My sister finally spoke up and asked what I wanted: an apology, a promise it wouldn't happen again, A birthday do-over? I told them I wanted something none of them could give me. The ability to trust that my family actually cared about me as much as they claimed. Update 3. 2 weeks passed with minimal contact from anyone. The family group chat stayed mostly silent. A few cousins sent individual messages asking if I was okay, but nothing substantial. Then Alex called again. Her engagement had been called off. Her fiancé had been having doubts for months, and the party disaster was the final straw. He'd said it revealed something ugly about her priorities and how she treated people. The relationship ended 3 days after the failed celebration. She was devastated and angry, and she blamed me. If I hadn't sabotaged the party, maybe things would have worked out differently. Her relationship was ruined because I'd been petty and vindictive over a birthday dinner. I felt genuinely sorry for her heartbreak, but I couldn't accept responsibility for her relationship problems. The party disaster hadn't caused their breakup. It had just revealed issues that already existed. She hung up cursing my name. The next day, my mom called with news that Alex had told the whole family I was responsible for destroying her relationship. Half the family was taking her side, saying I'd gone too far with my revenge. The other half was staying neutral, but thought I should return the money to keep peace. I asked my mom where she stood in all this. She was quiet for a long time, then admitted she was torn. She understood why I was hurt about the birthday situation, but she couldn't understand why I'd escalated it to this level. Families were supposed to forgive each other, not wage financial warfare over hurt feelings. I told her I'd forgiven the missed birthday within days. What I couldn't forgive was the deliberate deception, the coordinated abandonment, and now the refusal to take accountability for any of it. She said she needed time to think about everything. 3 months later, I got a text from my sister. Dad's in the hospital. Heart attack. Thought you should know. I drove 4 hours to get there, arriving to find most of the family already in the waiting room. The atmosphere was tense. People acknowledged me with nods, but no one approached for conversation. My dad was stable but needed surgery. During the long night of waiting, family members gradually started talking to me again. Small conversations about his condition, memories of better times, worry about the future. Alex was there too, looking exhausted and older than her 26 years. Around 3 a.m., she approached me in the hallway outside the cardiac unit. She told me she'd been thinking about everything that had happened, especially after her relationship ended. Her ex-fiancé had said something that stuck with her, that the way someone treats people when they don't need anything from them reveals their true character. She'd been replaying the birthday situation in her mind for months. The decision to ask everyone to skip my dinner hadn't been impulsive or thoughtless. It had been calculated. She'd known it would hurt me, but she'd decided her engagement announcement was more important than my feelings. She apologized, sincerely and completely. She couldn't undo the damage to my trust or her relationship, but she wanted me to know she finally understood how wrong she'd been. I told her I forgave her, and I meant it. My dad's surgery was successful. During his recovery, our family slowly found its way back to talking again. Not everything was fixed. Some relationships needed more time to heal, and some trust would never be fully restored. But I kept the money. All $47,000 sits in my personal account, earning interest and serving as a reminder that self-respect isn't negotiable. Last month, I used part of it for a solo trip to Japan, something I'd wanted to do for years but never prioritized. I ate incredible food, met fascinating people, and celebrated my 32nd birthday watching the sunrise from Mount Fuji. This time, I didn't invite anyone to join me. And for the first time in years, I wasn't disappointed by the company. The family group chat still exists, but now it's mostly logistics about my dad's health and occasional holiday planning. No one has suggested rebuilding the shared savings account, and no one asks when I'm returning the money. Some bridges, once burned, leave better foundations in their ashes.